Welcome to Breaking the Chains. I am your host, Bakita, and today I have you just having you here, just seeing you on the screen just made my spirit just kind of come on down a little bit. Brother Yahoshua, thank you so much for joining me again. Um, you can introduce yourself again to those who don't know who you are.
Okay,
Give us a little small introduction and we can jump right on in.
sure,
I know you got some wisdom to share with me today.
sure. First of all, I'm honored to be here with you, sis, because you're one of the true leaders and soldiers in this dispensation, in this hour that the Almighty, the ancestors, has created for such a time as this to help prepare the way and pave the way for our people. Again, I'm honored to be here. I'm married to one of the most wonderful women in the world that's perfect for me. Is Candace Williams. Many people know her in the background. She's one of those people that she's a research and organizational master.
Yeah.
She compliments me, and that's why we make such a great team. And we want the best for our people. We want to serve our people.
Yeah.
We're the father of combined of 5 adult children. 4 of them are girls, women, and one of them is a man.
Yeah.
I love saying that. And 3 grandchildren. They're in the States, but they're coming.
Wonderful.
But our mission from our organization is to help to restore our mother, talking about the land of our ancestors, by empowering her children.
So let's talk about the organization.
Yes.
What's the name of your organization? And give us a little background about your organization. I'm really excited to learn some part.
The organization is an NGO called the Repat Assistance Initiative. It started actually when we were in the US because we wanted to put together a website of consolidated information by which any person endeavoring to repatriate to Ghana could find some information in one place. So we gathered information from different sources, videos, including your video, one of your old videos about the repatriation process. And you're right, you're on the website. And we wanted to make it easier for people because we know how difficult it is. Most of our people don't research for whatever reasons. They rather ask other people. And most of the time they ask people who don't know a damn thing.
Exactly.
And so the ignorance spreads. And I don't mean ignorance from a derogatory perspective, because if we don't know, we don't know. And that can be concluded as ignorant. But it's our job as a people is not to stay that way. Right. So we put together the website to provide information for people. It was previously called Back to Eden. And we started out by working with the youth because that's really our heart also. And it was called The Me Within Me. Yeah. And we did some projects working with youth in the area by the Black Panther movie, doing another project, a scavenger hunt they call a Pilolo here. And just doing things, giving away stuff and collaborating with other groups and providing support. So then we came up with the idea, because we were trying to fit in other organizations here. Mm-hmm. And it's easy to sit back and complain and bitch and gossip and murmur about what others aren't doing.
Absolutely.
And most of the time, we are looking for others to do what we've been created to do. And that's the part that a lot of times we all miss. Yeah. So what we end up doing is we participate in our own demise and our own conflict. Instead of stepping up and being solution oriented, we constantly sit back and bitch about the problems. When oftentimes, if the problem is so big in our eyes, maybe it's because we've been charged to remedy those problems. Yeah. And one of the challenges that we saw here was that there wasn't a space, so to speak, whereby people can come and get consolidated information on the ground and give help through the processes of acquiring land, real estate, getting their citizenship, residency permits. Now, other groups are popping up doing it. And the wild part about it is these are people that have recently come here that are doing it. And they are good. And those are the people I refer to as the newbies.
Yeah.
The newbies. And it's no disrespect, again, to a lot of the people that have been here before, because a lot of the elders that are here on the ground, they came here for retirement. Maybe they don't have the energy, or maybe it's not their purpose to do these things, these groundbreaking things. And so we wanted to, we changed the organization because Candace had the idea of the Repat Assistance Initiative, because we wanted a space, even at the airport, where somebody coming in here can say, hey, this is where I need to go and contact. And not to be the sole provider, because we're not interested in being anyone's messiah.
Right.
We just want to be a conduit by which we can provide information, assistance, and guidance, and collaborate with other organizations that are doing what we cannot do, or what we're not charged to do. Because it's about all of us helping to heal and bring solutions and liberation to our people. So that's how we got started. And so the primary thing that we're doing now is, one of the areas helping to solve an issue that's caused a lot of conflict in the country is land purchasing issues.
Yes.
Because land purchasing issues are a big, they're one of the biggest things in the courts here is litigation, land litigation issues.
Yep.
You'll have even amongst local people. So it's just not repats getting scammed.
Right.
It's locals also.
Right.
And they're the most.
It's like 90%,
you'll have,
right? Like 90% of the court cases are in litigation.
Absolutely. And for those that don't know what that is, what that entails, it could be land being sold, the same piece of land being sold over and over again to different people.
Yep.
Or, excuse me, or it could be particular families in dispute because maybe an elder died in the family, disputing on who owns the land. So they're fighting over that. So you could be a rightful purchaser of the land, but if the land is in dispute by families, you cannot get the land, or it cannot be transferred in your name, even if you have an indenture.
Right.
So those are issues. So my wife, Candace, found a sister named Amma on YouTube that does some phenomenal videos through a company called Casa States Limited, which is a developing company here that sells litigation-free land, which is phenomenal. Yeah, and at a great cost. What they do is they bought land themselves from the chiefs, directly from the chiefs, and resell it to us, whether it be you be a local or a repat or coming. Right. And the good part about it, as anyone knows, if you're a foreigner or a repat, as they, let's just use regular basic words, because sometimes we get lost with these newfangled woke words that I need a damn interpreter to understand sometimes. Like, I'm just trying to say good morning or happy birthday. Good gracious. No. Hey, real. What'd you say?
I love how real you are. You just keep it so straight from the hip. I love it.
I just want to say hi. But, to each his own.
What you're talking.
Like, it's a new one? Okay.
Yeah.
But one of the things was we wanted to provide a way for people to get here. Because one of the biggest things is people say to us all the time, I don't even know where to start.
Where to start.
And one of the biggest things that you can acquire as a people is land, because that was taken from us.
Yes.
Because land, even from those that are Bible thumpers, land was a major inheritance that was passed down from generation to generation to generation. Yes. You were identified by your land. A people were identified with their land.
Yes.
And a people without land are no people. And that's what the issue is with American Africans. We're landless people.
Yes.
So now we're providing a way for you to get land. And there's others that are doing it the conventional way, and power to them. And we give them our support and we encourage them and send people their way if they don't want to go the way that we're talking about.
Right.
But this sister named Amma, such a sweet sister, she's a Ghanaian from Germany, is providing a way and has been such an assistance to us. And she showed us about this company called Casa States Limited. So before we told anybody about it, or as we try to do all the time, we went to the office ourselves and met with the gentleman named Salam Manu, who's a jewel of a guy. He works directly with the director. And we asked, can we go see the land ourselves? And because we knew we had a good following on social media.
Right.
And so we went there to see the land. It's beautiful, it's virgin land, and the land is already demarcated where the streets are going to be and everything. So we bought first, and the process was so smooth. We were like, what the heck world just happened?
Yeah.
It wasn't like you had to get blood like you do in the USA. You had to go get a credit report, references, show how you made your money, get a letter from your job, how long you've been there, making sure your credit score is this. And it's not a mortgage.
And go call the kindergarten teacher and see how you did.
Seriously. And the property value has already gone up, but it's still cheap. Like, for example, the area that we've picked is an area called Senya Rome. It's in the central region, about 3 miles from the ocean, which is beautiful.
Okay.
And if you buy the land outright, per plot is about 5,500 CDs.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yes. And if you do installments, hear that word, because that's a word you don't hear in Ghana. Installments is 6,000 CDs, and you pay 10% down, and you have 24 months to pay. And once you get your contract, you can start building right away. You just have to pay a digging fee of 300 CDs per plot, and that's it. You can start building right away, and you're still making your land and payments. Okay? Yeah, I see your brain is going. So you can do it. It's inexpensive. It's not cheap. I don't want to use cheap because cheap can mean low quality.
Exactly.
But it's inexpensive.
Inexpensive. That is very expensive.
And it's top quality land. It's flat, it's virgin. I'm talking about to the point that we had to contract a bulldozer to clear our land because it's virgin land. And like I said, the markers that are on the area show you where the plot is and where the roads are going to be. We had a meeting about 3 weeks ago with the director of the company, and I was able to see the site plan for the whole area. Okay. It's a small city.
Oh, cool.
Let me tell you, it already has rec centers where the rec centers are going to be, the schools are going to be, the neighborhood centers are going to be, everything. The malls are going to be.
Wow. How far is it from Kaswa?
Kaswa is probably about a half an hour.
Okay.
About an hour and a half from Accra.
Cape Coast?
It's in between Cape Coast and Accra. It's before Winneba.
Before Winneba, okay.
Right. But you can see from certain areas, you can see the ocean. And like I said, it's about 3 miles. It's a good walk or bicycle ride. And it's just wonderful. And it's a perfect opportunity for visionaries. Anybody has a vision where we could build our world. Yeah. It's a perfect space by which you can come and transition because it's not too far away and it's not too close to the hustle and bustle of the city.
Right.
And like I try to tell people all the time, because everybody always says, how far is it from Accra? How far is it from Accra? And I keep telling people, everything does not have to be in Accra.
Right. I don't even
everything does not have to be in Accra.
I can't.
We could build it right there, from our entertainment to our restaurants, tourist attractions, everything. Yeah. And again, it's just 3 miles from the coastline.
Yeah.
3 miles from the coastline.
That's really dope.
And the good part is about it is that we have 50 plus families that have already invested in the land. Why do I say that? And why do I emphasize that?
That's really cool.
Maybe about 10 of the people that we know, 4 of the people or 6 of the landowners are family members. And maybe a few others that we've known for a while. The rest of the people we've never met face to face. Wow. Yet they trust us with their monies, handling their affairs, like we send their monthly payments in, handle their contracts, because we have a totally organized structure here, process here. What happens is we do regular business via email, simple informal contacts, WhatsApp or Telegram. And we send them a packet that includes what the prices are, a sample contract, a sample receipt, what it looks like, photographs of the land, the GPS coordinates of where it is.
Right.
what the possible fencing could be, even the building, the architectural parts, and a Q&A, all those type of things. So we try to be as specific as possible to make the process easy.
Thorough too.
Yes, thorough is most important.
Yeah.
Because again, our core values are transparency, integrity, and honesty.
Yes. Yeah,
that's how it works.
We need all of that. And
absolutely,
you know, I'm just really proud. I'm proud of you guys because it's not easy to do. It's not easy to get everything together. But then to be able to get it together, get in a thorough system set up, and be able to start getting families invested. That's a pretty big feat you've already done. Like, because one of the hardest things for us who are doing the work is funding and getting people to actually invest in things that we know would be really good for them.
Absolutely.
Without them feeling like, is it a scam? And, because it's so much of that going on. Like, how have you been able to create the environment where people are doing and able to trust that you guys are doing the right thing?
No, you have real life. You're parenting.
I really do.
You're parenting. And I admire the fact, let me tell you, I'm going to compliment you. We respect you. And that's why you're our sister beside us. Because in the midst of you parenting and being a wife and managing your home as a queen mother, you're still working to empower and liberate our people. That is nothing to take lightly. That's why it's nothing like a Black woman. And then a Black woman that knows their purpose is doing that Black purpose. So, fulfilling their purpose. So how many ever times you got to take a break, so be it. Because I understand.
Thank you so much.
And respect it.
Thank you. Because I don't think people really understand all that goes into what we all are trying to do. We all are doing the best that we can to be a piece to the puzzle that's going to help liberate our people. And we need, like, I started doing this a couple of years ago, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time. And then I just feel so compelled, like I have to help get the real information out there, because I see so much misinformation. And sometimes I wonder, is it on purpose, or do they just not know, or like, why is that happening? And considering how the things that Marcus Garvey went through and other strong leaders of our community went through, I know that it kind of just comes with the territory, but it's many days, you just really want to be like, forget it. I just worry about my own. So many times I've just said, you know what? I'm gonna just worry about my own little family. I'm not studying these people. They can figure it out however they figure it out. And then I find myself back here again. So
in there and understand that.
Yeah.
And let me, that's perfect segue, because you asked me, how do we get people to go through this process?
Yes.
And it's going to lead me to something, what you just said. Is open communication and being real, just like we're having a conversation here. What we don't know, we'll do our best to find out.
Right.
And we demand out of each and every one of us to be themselves. For example, amongst the group, we have Black nationalists. We got folk that are into traditional Kemet beliefs. We have Yoruba, Voodoo, Christians, Hebrew Israelites, Nation of Islam. And we tell everybody, leave all that at home in your private setting.
Absolutely.
We're Africans first.
First and foremost.
Africans first. And
Before
nobody
anything.
has a problem with it for anything else. I said, because why? All of that we know now got us to this point.
Right.
Because all of that might be just like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Once you get on your land, and you walking barefoot on your land, stripped down, we might realize we don't need none of that.
We don't need none of that. We might just not need none of that.
Exactly.
But we have to give ourselves a chance.
Exactly. And so the feelings that you are dealing with is stuff that we deal with from time to time. But what's encouraging to me is understanding the why and the why now. Let's say, for example, we know an exodus is taking place.
Yes.
But right now is the different tiers of leaders that are embarking upon this journey right now. Is those that have the machete.
Yes.
That are blazing a trail that does not exist right now.
Right.
Just like it's some people here on the ground that are working, newbies, that are working with immigrations, because right now, even to get a residency permit, the rules have changed.
Yeah.
We now have to get a letter from the Office of Diaspora Affairs. That hasn't been panned out. And somehow the immigrations got that notification before it's been authorized or the process has been in place. So we got people, newbies, that are here working on that. What do I mean by all of this? It's a new batch of leaders being birthed into the scene. They're not coming looking for titles, prestige, notoriety. They want to just get the job done.
Get it done.
By any means necessary, fulfilling their job.
Yes.
They're the ones that are there where you are and over here, and not telegraphing our moves. We don't need a press conference to say, hey, look what I'm doing.
Right. Right.
No, we're grassroots.
Right.
Because if a mass exodus took place today, let's say 500,000 people, let's say 50,000 people got on planes and came here, where are they going to go?
Right.
What is prepared for them? What groundwork is being prepared? Right. What systems are in place to handle them? And I'm talking about if 50,000 came to the continent, not just specifically talking about Ghana.
Yeah, just to the
continent. What has to happen now is that people like yourself, us, and others, countless others, are doing what they're supposed to do, charged to do, to pave the way.
Yeah.
Instead of us looking for a new Marcus Garvey, a new Malcolm, a new Huey Newton, whomever, it's not longer one person. Remember when J. Edgar Hoover created the COINTELPRO? He wanted to stop the rise of a black messiah, because that's the old school looking for one person to come save us. But they don't understand the Messiah is a collective.
It's a collective, yes.
It's collective. It's a body of people. So this is why it's not about me. Because if success and liberation is up to we. We have to do this. Each one of us fulfilling our purpose in this liberation process. So this is what this is all about. And we're also an alliance with an organization called the African Diaspora Group. Okay. They have a website, the African Diaspora Group. They're based out of Washington, D.C. A young lady named Aurelia Purit. I mess up people's names, forgive me. Okay. But she's a superstar, a young woman, superstar, single woman. And she put together this organization, and we are one of her representatives here on the ground. And it's people that looking minimum consulting fee to help you find real estate to start your business. We have lawyers that are willing to work with us, even tours and everything. But the African Diaspora Group, phenomenal network that we and to build upon and collaborate with others. Because again, it's not about us being the new it. It's about us. Because if we not winning, I'm like my quarterback for my home football team, the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. He said something. He said, It's not about me winning the MVP. It's about us getting a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Until that, those are nice accolades, but it's about us winning. And for me, for Candace, it's about us winning.
Exactly.
We have to win, and we have to do what it takes to win.
Yeah.
Even within our group, this is something that's phenomenal about the group of people that got land with us. The youngest is 26, and the oldest is 78.
Wow.
The majority of the land purchasers are under 40. And let me correct that, under 45.
That's really good. That's
and even the elders amongst us, they're willing to collaborate. In about 2 months or so, the director told us beachfront property is going to be available, and we want to do a collaborative effort to buy land to build a resort that is owned by us. Yeah. Collaboratively. We want to do collaborative farming projects. We have a brother that's getting ready to join us. He's a professor down in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. I forget the university. It's some A&M or A&T. I forget the university though. But he specializes in wind turbines and solar. So we want to do that in the community.
Yeah.
And not only just empower us that are living there, but power the locals. Yeah. Because ECG should not be the only power company here.
No, they shouldn't.
And it should not have to get this cheap stuff that's made by the Chinese people. It should be Black owned.
Yes.
And we should support Black owned projects.
Yes.
So amongst the group, we have women that are vegan restaurateurs. Mm-hmm. We have other marketing people, finance people, brother that has his own Black owned cryptocurrency.
Oh, cool.
Other farmers that are all part of this group. And this is why I keep saying this endeavor is for a lot of people that have renewed minds to think at a new level.
Yeah.
We're not looking to beg white folk for anything.
Exactly.
Let them do what they do. Let's create our world that's owned by us for us. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of it is not that we, repats, are sitting high on the hill and the local residents are down in the gutters.
Right.
No. Because even in this area, if you go to the Casa State's office, you will see local Ghanaians buying land because they want to rise too.
Exactly.
So, but we got to understand our role in the redemption and the liberation of Mama Africa. Okay. We have to create a vacuum. Listen to this, and I shared this on Facebook, and I've been sharing this after Candace and I were talking one day. And we had these deep conversations, and all of a sudden revelation comes. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. We talked about this a little before in our last conversation. Us from the diaspora, mm-hmm. You notice something. We really don't necessarily fit in one particular place.
Right.
We're almost like an outcast from the negative perspective, if you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But we're actually not. Remember, when the colonizers came to Africa, they didn't just pick anybody.
No, they didn't.
They picked the biggest, the strongest, the most intelligent, the most resourceful.
Right.
Our ancestors were marched down from the northern parts, pretty much from Ghana, because that's where 75% of the slave dungeons were in Ghana. So they grabbed us at that hub up there.
Right.
Marched us down hundreds of miles. Mm-hmm. Took our last bath at Asin Manso.
Yes.
Still chained, still barefoot and naked. Months or weeks, and then to spend weeks in a dungeon. Piled on top of each other, on top of feces, urine, dead bodies. And then to usher us on a ship to be laid up on there like eggs in a carton for weeks. Some people that you couldn't speak the same language, thrown off the ship to be fed to the sharks. Some people jumped, but some of us didn't do it. Only to be ushered out there naked, hungry, sores, boils, whelps, sickness, coughing by those dirty ass devils putting their lice around us, to be auctioned off and split up from our families, to be raped, sodomized on plantations,
Mm-hmm.
to be mixed like dogs, so you could get a big bad pit bull. Exactly. We were mixed between
breeding, literally breeding.
Bred of the best of the Africans from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from Senegal, from Sierra Leone, from Mali, from all Niger. They mixed us to survive colonialism. I mean, survive the transatlantic slave enterprise, to survive Jim Crow, to survive the crack epidemic, survive the prison industrial system, to survive lynching, mass lynchings, and today injustices, and we're still standing. And to be back here on the land, ushering our people, when they put up that door of no return, it's just not a decorative sign. They meant that because they never intended for us to come back. So then when we come back, in many instances, we're coming back as strangers because they don't know who these bold, bombastic people are. They look like us. We come in various complexions, but they don't understand who we are. Why do we have this air about us? And yet, in the midst of all that historical Holocaust that we've experienced, we're still the most imitated, copied Africans on the planet. Yep. Whatever we touch and whatever we touch, it blossoms. It doesn't make us better. No. But we have to understand the importance of that. Listen to this. In our DNA, we're not one ethnic group in Africa. We're that mixture.
We're like Africa. A hybrid.
Exactly. That being said, we built America.
Absolutely.
The Americas.
And from Europe.
America. Exactly. Where would the world be without this hybrid Africa's imprint on music, on dance? People say we don't have a culture. We shape and mold every culture on the planet.
We have a great culture. Our culture is amazing.
Let me bring it home. Absolutely. So listen to this. This is why it's important for us to do what we do and how we got to connect to our brothers and sisters on the land. Everybody keeps talking about unity. We're not unified. Our DNA is the embodiment of African unity. Listen to that again. Our DNA is the embodiment of African unity. The mere fact that our ancestors built that country, major inventions that have shaped and molded the world, major innovation. We dominate in everything we touch because we are the embodiment of African unity. So when we understand who we are, and share who we are with our brothers and sisters, it will not be an issue of Cameroonians uniting with Angolians and uniting with Togolese, Nigerians uniting with Ghanaian, because we're here. We are you. We're not just you. We're all of you.
Yeah.
We're all of you. So when we understand that, we don't have to come to Ghana and become Ghanaian. We need to just be who we are. We are all of you. And listen, we break up that model of these invisible lines they did at the Berlin conference that separated us. So, because around the time they separated us and took us away, they had that conference while we were sitting on plantations and Africa was being colonized and picked and chosen. They were doing that. But us coming back fuses our people in the continent around the world back together. That's why it's more than just buying land. This is why we must come home, and we must come home this season. This is why it's imperative that we understand who we are, not religiously, but holistically. I am Africa. When you see me, it was an elder here. He told us. And I remember, actually, I'm going back to a school principal because of something about me, that last job I had in the US. I wore African clothing every day. Even on my interview, I did not wear a suit and tie. I just refused to. Wore African clothing because I felt comfortable. And he was from Tanzania. I went to his office. He had tears coming out of his eyes. He said, "You're more African than I am. I'm running away from it and you're embracing it." He said, "You guys from the Americas are proud of your African nationality that's in us."
Absolutely.
Because that's who we are.
Absolutely.
It comes out in our food, our sassiness, our flavor, the way we look how nosy we are. Just like here in Ghana, when something happens, everybody runs. Hey, what's happening? We do the same thing in the hood. We do the same thing in the country. We sit out on the front of the porch. We got backyards and we sit out front. We do the same things.
Yeah.
The shouting that you see in the churches is the same stuff you see in a voodoo festival, an incantation, same stuff, but we've allowed them to tell us that what we do is wicked.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is this, Queen. It's important for us to fulfill our purpose, but purpose is associated with identity. So yes, I'm grateful for, companies like African Ancestry, but that only gives you one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it in its totality, because most of the people that get it, not the European companies that do it, but we're a hybrid.
Yeah.
We're a hybrid. And we come back with that flavor. All we do is make the flavor of the African soup even better.
Even better. Woo,
that's why
you broke me down today. You done told me up today.
I gotta thank Candace. I gotta thank Candace for something, because it was something I was going through. I was really having a hard time here for a while, trying to find my place.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to relinquish who I am and what my purpose was, because it was too painful. Like you said, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to stand up before people. I didn't want to talk. And it's just natural for me to do these things, to teach, to inspire, to motivate. And she said to me one day, she said, "Who are you? What happened to you? Where's the real you?" Wow. It wasn't until, and this is why you got to marry your partner. And I say this to all the single people. They don't get nobody because of the thighs, because he got good biceps, because he can speak good, or he can lay it down in the bedroom.
Right.
Accident happened, then what? You got to have a purpose that's connected to each other and complement each other. Because we made up our mind in September that we were going to do these things. And since then, this is when all of this has occurred. Since just September. The end of September, mind you.
Wow. I don't know. I just assumed this is stuff y'all had been working on since y'all got there.
No, since September.
Wow.
This is what happens when you have a made up mind and you don't look back and don't wait for permission to do what the Almighty has purposed you to do.
Wow.
Ancestors give us wisdom. The Almighty gives us the power, and we keep it moving.
Yes.
And we stay away from foolishness.
Yes. Oh my God. Stay away from foolishness. And that's one of the reasons why I've gotten so, I guess, just wanting to do these videos again, because one of my viewers had posted a comment, and he was I'm not sure exactly where he's from, but he's from the continent, and he was kind of getting on to me, like kind of chastising me about why am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And he's like, he just kept going. Like I would respond like, well, I really don't have time and he's like, well, you need to figure out how to make time, because this is what you need to be doing this. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what this guy looked like. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl or whatever. But if you're listening, that spoke to me so deeply. Like I literally read that conversation over and over again. And I'm like, but I really just don't I don't want to be bothered. Like, people don't listen. You try to give them good advice. You know,
they listening.
Yeah.
Understand, when you're fulfilling your purpose, you're creating energy source. It's light. Light is nothing but energy. It's motion.
Yeah.
You're moving. And sometimes for people, it's like you go in the bedroom, somebody is early in the morning, they got the shades closed, and you split the lights. Hey, turn them lights out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They know they need to wake up.
Yeah.
They know you waking them up for a reason, but they're like, oh, whoa, it's too bright. They just need their eyes to adjust.
Wow.
Because if some people out there that will try to kill you, those are not the people you're dealing with. But some of our people just need to be adjusted. And some of those people just need you, us, we, to take them by the hand and walk them out until their eyes and ears adjust.
Yes. Yes. You're absolutely correct.
Because you know why? The brother or sister that said that to you made a profound statement. Because there's only a group of people that's going to respond to your voice. They won't listen to me. They won't listen to other people doing the exact same thing. They're only going to respond to you. Mm-hmm. So if you don't sound the alarm from your tone, from your experiences, from your purpose, from the fire and passion that you had, who else is going to tell them?
Yeah. You know, it's been, you know what the experience is like in Ghana, and you know how disappointing it can be sometimes when, you know, you go in all gung-ho, you ready to work, you ready to really like get in and help. Like you're not really trying to start your own thing. You just want to kind of get in and help what's already going on.
You did that.
You kind of get smacked in the face with foolishness. And it's like, oh, you get deflated. And then it's like, okay, you got to build it back up. And, you know, in that time, I found myself, you know, in Guinea working and building a business. And I'm a wife and a mother. I have 4 kids, like, and 3 of them are small. And I have to, for whatever reason, I just have to make time for this. Even though, like, I have a business conference call in an hour. But this is like, it's like compulsory that I have to do this. And I don't know why. I don't know why the Most High has laid this on me. But I'm going to do it until.
Why not you?
No more.
Why not you?
I don't know.
Why not you?
You're right. I just, you know, sometimes it just feels like, okay, how much can I know my ancestors, they have, I feel like the weight of, or the shoulders that I'm standing on, I be feeling a little wobbly sometimes. I'm like, are y'all sure? Are y'all sure that this is what I'm supposed to be doing? I think I kind of want the ancestors to kind of like pull the rug from up under me and say, no, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. But
I get it totally.
But
what's comforting is that you're not by yourself.
Yeah, that is very comforting.
You said something very important, because when we came here trying to work with different groups. It was like, I give you an example from the Bible. Remember when King David was going out there delivering that cheese and bread to the army when Goliath was beating the hell out of the Israelite army?
Yeah.
And they were hiding behind rocks, weren't being effective. They were all dressed up to the T, had their titles. I'm a general, I'm a sergeant, I'm a colonel. And he out there just delivering sandwiches, probably smelling like sheep crap and all on the sandals, doing what he do.
Yeah.
And he said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine disrespecting our people? He saw a need. He saw a problem.
Yeah.
What they try to do? They tried to put their clothes, their armor on him, meaning that they wanted him to fit into their scheme of things.
Right.
It didn't work. He said, I know how to do it.
Take all that.
Boom. Gone in one shot.
You're right.
So you're now connected to the newbie. the newbies. We don't have to be by ourselves because we have other support systems of people that nobody even heard of. Nobody even heard of. Yeah. That's out here doing it. And we all coming together. The mere fact that we having this conversation 5,000 miles away on 2 different continents, but working on the same goal tells you this is divine.
Absolutely.
It's divine.
Absolutely.
We are working to help our people out, and other people will watch this and be motivated also to connect with us.
Absolutely.
We're not trying to compete with nobody. You're not trying to compete with nobody. Everybody do their job.
Everybody rock their lane, and we can
be all right.
We can all get there to the quote unquote promised land if everybody do their part. And it doesn't have to be this person or that person. I totally agree. Like in this time, even here with the uprisings and stuff that's going on here, there's not a single like leader. It's a very broad scope. Everybody's involved. And I think that that is a better way of us seeking liberation both here and there, is we can't be focused on one person or 2 people. And we want this person to be the leader of our community. And, you know, and then these Europeans will say stuff like, well, where's the Black American leader, or where's the leader? And it's like, where y'all leader at?
Right.
Don't worry about who leading us. Worry about who leading y'all.
Right. Ain't nobody ever asked for the white leader.
Exactly. Don't nobody ever ask for the white leader.
Where the Chinese leader? Where the Korean leader?
Where they leader at? So, you know, I really appreciate, like, you are giving me so much comfort because this is not easy. This thing is not easy. And people think that, oh, you just get on the plane and move to Africa and that's it. It's not that simple. And there's so many things that need to be put in place. There's so many things that need to be worked out. I was speaking with Sister Yah the other day, and she was talking about her repatriation program and the need for housing, because repatriation shouldn't just be for people who are well-to-do. It should be if I know somebody right over there on the next street in the hood who just sick of this and they want to go to Africa, there should be a way for that to happen through us.
I agree.
And
we talk about that too.
You know, if they're willing to come on over, why can't we make those kind of things happen? We should be able to make those things happen. It kind of made me think about, like, when you all did the fundraising for the Black Panther. You guys did such a good job raising funds for that. So y'all was able to buy out theaters for children to go, all of these kids and even adults to go and see this movie. I always think to myself, why is it that we'll get behind something like that, which was great, but then when you come up with other stuff that's even more important, is more important than going to see a movie, we won't get behind that.
We get crickets.
Get
crickets.
Oh, so you can, because y'all raised like $18,000 in no time. And it was like, okay, that's great. So maybe we are opening up and starting to see that we can collectively just get some stuff done. And then when it come back down to doing the things that are quite simple, can you send $10? Can you send $5? Like, it's like,
we have to do something. We have to change our approaches.
Okay.
We have to stop competing against each other.
Absolutely. I totally
agree. See each other as teammates. We got opponents out there. That's who we compete against. People that's coming in our communities and stealing our businesses.
Exactly.
It's a word that I got from one of my inspirations is Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yeah, I love it.
And we have to aggregate, meaning the coming of together of our resources to achieve. And we do it ethno aggregation, coming together as an ethnic group, as a people, as a Black African people, and bring our resources together and work together. Right. So if you and I, you and us, you and your husband and Candace and I have two different projects. Mm-hmm. With your project is very meaningful for it addresses situations right now. I'm not going to compete against the same resources to accomplish that. Let's band together and support your thing. And then we come back and do this. This is how we have to do stuff. And we weigh things out to see. And it's not about, oh, what about me? Well, you know what?
No.
If you feel that way, maybe it's not for you to be part of the organization because we're trying to accomplish a we thing. We're trying to move the team forward. Exactly. So this is the kind of mindsets that we have to have. We have to aggregate and we have to support each other and bring everything to the table. What do we have?
Exactly.
And that brings up to my other point. We need to have a system in place to know what do we have in our pockets.
Exactly.
Who's doing what? We don't know what each other's doing.
Exactly.
We don't know what projects, because if I'm doing, like, we want to do playgrounds all over Ghana, mm-hmm. and raise money to do playgrounds where children can go walk 5 to 10 minutes away and play in a safe area.
Right.
But if somebody else is doing something similar, why can't we collaborate?
Just support that. And that's always my wonder, like, okay, if you have something going on that I want to do, why can't we just get together and do it together?
Hey.
You know, it puts me into thinking, like, my husband has a friend here who he's Nigerian. He's an older guy, has a wife, and they have 5 children. Well, the mom and dad, their goal was for each one of their children to have a house here. So what they did was they had all of the children to move in with them. They had a nice big house, and here in Atlanta. So all of the children moved in with them. These were not children, they're adult children. So they move in with the parents, and they help pay off the parents' house. Within a few years, it's paid off. So then they all went and they all moved into another house. They bought one house in one of the siblings' name. They stayed there, got that house paid off in no time, because it's 5 people working together and putting all of their resources behind this house. So instead of paying $1,000 a month for rent, they probably was paying like $5,000 a month. Sure. So they get that house. So they did that for every single one of them. And by the time they finished, everybody rented out their house and moved back in with the parents and started building their places in Nigeria. So at this point, that family has the mom and dad's house and the 5 kids. So they got 6 houses here in Georgia, and then they have 6 houses in Nigeria.
And they all and they probably not coming out of pocket for nothing, because the houses in America are paying for the houses there.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happened. They took the rent money from the houses they already paid off here in America. They took that money and paid to build the houses in Nigeria. And they did them in this same way, paid them one at a time. They got behind each other and pushed. And I think that if more of us would do that, we can get so much more done. And granted, everybody ain't gonna, right. You might not want to invest in my farm, in my social franchise and farming systems. You might not want to invest in somebody's, but find something that you want to invest in. Find something that you can get behind and help push it. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, absolutely. It's like we all want to just start, I do my own thing. Why can't we all do our own? We can do our own thing together. Like,
what you just described was a perfect example of aggregation at work. And this is where I am. And Candace will say the same thing. Because there are a bunch of people that don't want to do. we just say next and move on to the next one I want to, because I'm not wasting time trying to convince somebody to share $1 billion.
Right.
You know, you want your little 100,000 over there by yourself. Okay, cool. I ain't mad at you. You just stay over there. Just don't get in my way. That's all.
Don't get in the way.
Don't get in the way.
Don't get in the way. Because I think if people understood, like with y'all's project, or with the area, I'm immediately in my head, I'm seeing a neighborhood being built. I'm seeing playgrounds and pools and recs, and like I saw that before you even mentioned it. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, it would even be easier to build if y'all building together, because you're gonna buy the supplies in bulk together. So it's gonna be cheaper. And I wish people could see the bigger picture. Everybody still have their own house.
You just said it right there, because even when we went to go get the land cleared, it was more than twice the amount. But because we did it together, and then we told them, hey, listen, you can come back and plant the trees. We got it for less than half. Mm-hmm. Even when a lot of people are interested in getting container homes done. Mm-hmm. So spoke to a guy today that builds container homes here as a container home company. Said, would you be interested in a Zoom call? Because more than 50% of the people are interested in it. But if we decide to go with you, we don't want that price. We want the best price.
Exactly.
We want to buy the containers at a wholesale price.
Exactly.
When it comes time for the boreholes, because everyone is in agreement with us. That's with us. We're doing stuff collaboratively because it's power in the one.
Exactly.
And what's happening is, even for people that may have sat back on the sideline, not used, I don't know about that, they're seeing it work because it's powers like that.
Exactly.
And all we're doing is just creating a new paradigm and showing that Black people, we can do it.
Yes,
and look,
we have.
Queen, let me tell you something else. We've gone to that office a few times, and it was Ghanaians sitting there. They heard, and they said they want to be part of the community, within the community.
Yes.
We had a brother that's friends with the brother Salam. Mm-hmm. And he said, listen, I'm asking Salam, can I have my plots right in where you guys are? Because we know that you guys are going to be doing something. So we met a Ghanaian brother that just moved here from Atlanta. His children, his whole family still in Atlanta. He said he went to go see the land this past weekend. He said that they were driving to the land. The person that was driving the van said, over there, that's where a whole big group of African Americans bought land. And I said, that was us.
That was y'all. Let me tell you, that's been, ever since I moved to Ghana in 2014, one of the things that it just was in me, like, we need to have, I want people to know, like, this is what those African Americans came back here and did. You know, this is what they're doing to help the economy and the communities here. And this is what we're doing, because we have done a lot individually, but it needs to get out there, the collective work that we're doing, because we're coming from an individual society. So as we transform ourselves into a more communicative, collaborative way of thinking, people don't understand. You got respect in Africa goes a long way. It goes a long way. And I'm really proud, man. I'm proud of y'all. Like, I'm so excited.
Look, let me tell you something. You just hit it right there. A lot of times we want to downplay who we are, knowing that we're the most imitated, whatever we do. You know what we have a problem with, though? We don't even know how to market ourselves. In any major city, you go to Chinatown. Ain't nobody mad. There ain't nothing but Chinese stores, Chinese restaurants, Chinese bars, Chinese lounges, Chinese casinos. Ain't nobody mad at that.
And folks go to LA, spend their money too.
You got Little Havana in Miami. You got Jamaica, whatever.
Little Haiti.
Ain't nobody mad at that. Little Haiti. You go in LA, you got Korean town, you got Chinatown, you got Japanese town.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about exclusive.
Right.
But here we go. Why I said we don't know how to market ourselves. What's wrong with food that we like?
Exactly.
Having a restaurant of food that we like. Having a club, a lounge that has music, jazz, R&B, neo soul that we like, that we invented. That's by us, but is welcome to anybody.
Exactly.
Why can't we have an American African mall?
We can't.
That's by us, but it's for everybody, but it's marketing and showcasing our culture.
Yes.
Come experience the African American experience.
Yes.
The newbies aren't afraid of that because they're getting it and understand it. Yeah. We got to market and promote and package ourselves to the world. Because why? If we don't do it, them crackers, them Chinese, they come and take what we do and market our culture themselves. Why you think every beauty outlet is got a Korean behind the counter selling black stuff?
Black.
Because we won't do it.
Exactly. And you know, you're just really, I'm just really full right now. I told you before we started the video, I was having a rough day. I've been having a rough day today. And it's just been so much going on just within a 24-hour time period. Like so much happens. Sure. And now I just feel invigorated again, you know.
I can see it on your countenance. You're welcome.
I just, you have a gift. You are one other guy, my friend Natalie's husband, Ike, has the same, he's has that same kind of thing. Anytime I even hear him talk, it just brings tears to my eyes because the power in y'all's passion for our people, in the passion for uplifting us as women and not, you know, trying to push us down. Like you don't try to diminish our lights. You don't feel some kind of way because we are doing things and trying to help. It's not like we trying to lead the way, but for whatever reason, we always end up in front.
Right.
And it's okay, but people like you and I, y'all make this worth doing. You make me proud of what I'm doing. You make me feel more confident about what I'm doing. And I believe within my whole heart that our men, that's what we need y'all for that. If we don't need y'all for nothing else, we need that kind of support, that kind of, listen, we got to get these things done. You don't, this ain't the time to be falling off to the wayside. We need you to get back in line. Have you a moment, but get back in line. And the power that comes with that, Jesus, I wish you could, like literally this whole time I've been sitting here with chills running up and down my arms and spine because it's like, you know, we were supposed to do this a week ago.
Yeah. Right.
And I was straight last week. I know now that God, the Most High, our ancestors, whomever it was, said, not right now.
Right.
Not right now. You need to wait a little bit because I needed to be able to get it like this. And I appreciate you. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. I know I keep saying it, but it's because I really, really do appreciate you and how you go hard for our people, how you go hard for the acceleration of our people, the advancement of our people, the liberation and freedom of our people. I thank you for that. Like, I'm trying not to cry again. I'm not crying no more today. But I'm sorry. I thought I had my phone on.
Well, I'm truly humbled, and I can't express this enough. How I thank Candace.
Yeah, she's so amazing.
Probably the most patient person with me, and she always saw it, even when I didn't see it, or I didn't want to see it anymore in myself, and just pushes me, encourages me in her own way to be everything I can be, to lead the way. And she knows what her role is with me. And when she speaks, it's profound, but she's right there behind the scenes, even when I used to do the radio here, would send me notes and stuff where I might have missed something. But to have that kind of partner, girlfriend, wife, beside me makes the world of a difference, because she completes me where I lack. Nobody wouldn't even believe that, any real leader has issues of self-esteem and goes through those issues where you doubt yourself, very hard on yourself, very critical of yourself. And I'm coming to a place to let that go and just be. And I see the light, the load lifted off of you. And if like you said, I'm grateful that the Almighty and the ancestors gave me the opportunity to help lift that. And I hope that others that are listening and watching it again were lifted up also. That means that we both did a great job.
Thank you.
And that's all I can. And things are tight.
Yeah.
We want to move. We want to get our own place. But every day we're up at it. A lot of times Candace is up at the computer 1, 2, sometimes 3 in the morning trying to figure out things and make things happen. And for me, I get on the computer, but I have to step away and I have my ways of being distracted. I work differently as an artist.
Yeah.
I get my ideas from distraction. Sometimes the television could be on, but it's a distraction, but it's giving me ideas.
Yeah.
Some people have to be in. I have my moments where I have to have quietness, but I work better and get my ideas from distractions.
Wow.
Yeah. I get creative stuff. I got an idea and it'll be on, but all of a sudden my mind is going and I'll start writing or come up with ideas, or she'll say something, an idea, and then boom, I could take it and embellish it and take it to the next level, or vice versa. Yeah. But that's how we work. And like I said, I see the joy restored in you. You're a general, Queen. I'm a
Don't start me again now.
Most of our children are girls. We only have one boy, and he's just like me. My grandson is just like me. But you are general. It's no longer we living in them times where women take the back seats. Any brother that's talking that crap about women take the back seats, you're an idiot, you're a fool, and you're out of touch. We would not be where we were today as a people if it were not for our sisters, our queens.
And we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for you all, our kings.
Exactly. It's a balance.
It's balance.
Because you guys had to open, sometimes you guys had to get in the door to get us through the back door, because we know as any black man that has any half a brain and a good ear, that's got any ounce of sense, knows that we're the most feared species on the planet, us men.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And sometimes we have to move the ego and the pride and say, sister, queen, you got your education, you got that degree, you go handle it, you go get in there and you open up the door for me, because when I come in there, it's all up. It's just like in the Lion Kingdom. You ever see the Lion Kingdom when the lioness are the main hunters? Yes. And the hyenas are giving them hell? Yeah. The male lion, you're like, where the male lion? All of a sudden, when the male lion come in there, he clears house.
Clears house. You just, oh my God, I love you. I saw these lionesses were taking down a giraffe.
Cape buffalo? Oh, a giraffe, okay.
And that giraffe was giving them holy hell. And I'm like, dang, you know, they need some more, they need some help. And out of nowhere, that king came through and he just took it down with his weight. Just his weight alone just drug it down to the ground. And it makes me think of you all, where we come in and, you know, kind of prepare the way a little bit, and we kind of like, okay, y'all can come on now, like, come on now.
Yeah.
It's a team effort. And if we're everything that we've ever done, I tell Black women all the time, yeah, we have some issues, we have some misogyny and all of this stuff going on in our community, but in every movement, in every battle, in everything that has ever happened from the time that we were in Africa to now, we didn't have a problem white women had. We didn't have to walk behind our men. We always walked beside our men. It was always a team effort. We were always on the front lines with our men. So
absolutely.
I don't subscribe to that idea that is, yeah, we got some issues that we got to deal with. But for the most part, for all of these narratives that they try to push, like one narrative that's really big is this thing about Black men who have money marrying white women. That is it's very small percentage. 80, I think it's like 85% or 84% of the Black men who have money marry Black women. Period.
Exactly.
So we've always done this thing together, and we're going to have to continue doing it together. And, you know, I had a call on my life from, by the time I was like 19 years old, I knew that I wanted to marry an African man. I didn't know why. It was really like weird. Like, why do I want to marry? What is that about? But I dated an African guy from the Gambia for a little while. And I was like, I think I want to marry an African man. I was 19 years old. I didn't get married to an African man until I was 31. But by that time, I had it in my, like, this thing came to me, and I know it couldn't have been nobody but the Most High. If you marry, part of my call was that I was still young enough to have children. So in one generation, I can return my family completely back to the continent. And it felt like such a big responsibility. It's like, why I gotta take on all that? But like you said, why not me?
Why not you?
And now I'm looking at these little children who will be able to, they have the same birthright that I have here and there, but I can take them to their village. They can walk in the village and their name is in the book of births and all of these things. So we have to understand that this repatriation journey is way more than just making a move and building businesses. It's more than that. It's a spiritual journey. It's a renewing. It's a reconnecting. It's just so much more than just, I want to move to Africa, for many of us. And I hope that those of us who just, I want to move to Africa, I hope that when they do move to Africa, wherever they are, that whatever call is on their life is ignited so that they can get and help with the re-establishing of our people on the continent. With that being said,
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I'll say this lastly before you close out, because what you said is just confirmation of what we tell our people, the ones that bought land. I said, in our DNA is the I guess you could call it the ramification, so to speak, of what happened to our ancestors during the transatlantic slave trade enterprise, whatever you people want to call it, that Holocaust.
Yes.
But the mere fact that, like you said, repatriation, it recalibrates our DNA.
Absolutely.
It recalibrates because I think I may have shared this with you before. Us blacks in America, for example, because that's the only experience I know. In Jamaica,
Right.
they can have the same. They can have the same testimony. In Brazil, we only know how to love each other under the umbrella of oppression,
Exactly.
white supremacy, etc. We only know how to rear our children underneath the umbrella of white supremacy and injustice because we got to share stuff with our children that white people never have to share.
Right.
So when we repatriate, we're recalibrating ourselves, and to have your family back on the land, you're restoring something in them that was lost when our ancestors were stripped and taken away.
Absolutely.
So you're changing the history of your family. See, this is why it's so important for us to do this. You are changing what the enemy did to us.
Absolutely.
We are part of rekindling the fire of not supremacy, but I'm trying to think of a greater word that doesn't denote knocking down somebody else, but the status, the royal status of our continent, of our land, by us coming back and rekindling something.
Yeah.
Because families here suffered when we were taken away.
Absolutely.
They suffered. So we're reconnecting.
Them taking us away. Our continent didn't prosper because we left, or because we were sold, or we was whatever the different dynamics were, because people think it was just one a one-way thing, like, oh, they just sold us. No, they didn't just sold us. Some of us were sold, some of us were stolen, some of us were brutally kidnapped, snatched away. My husband's great grandfather had stories. God rest his soul. He is with the ancestors now, but he told them of times where them being in the north and people running in to come and to kidnap them. Yeah. What always, and then others who fought wars. Wars were fought to keep us. It was wars, literally wars fought. Yes. To not allow this to happen to us. So, I want us to understand, I want people to understand that this, us returning, the ones of us who are returning, this is way more than just migration.
Right.
It's way more than migration. It's way more than needing a citizenship. It's way more than all of those things. Yeah, those things are important, but it's deeper than that. And as long as we have people like you who can be a voice of reason, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And I know it's not easy for you. It's funny because many times I look at you and you remind me a lot of Malcolm X. And I don't know why, but just look, a lot of times when I look at you, I see him. And I know sometimes people see you as a radical. I see you as a revolutionary. Wow. And I am proud that I know you. I am so proud. I can't wait to hug your neck. You and your wife. I can't wait to hug y'all neck. Because the way, just sometimes your post alone, I be like, see, I know. Thank you. Thank you for saying. I'm glad somebody said it. Because a lot of times, coming from a woman's point of view or whatever, because it does seem like it's more women moving than it is men. We need to hear from the men. And when your voice resounds, even in a post, it's just like,
wow. That's like encouragement.
Yeah. It really,
and a lot of times it comes from conversations Candace and I have. And by the way, Malcolm X's birthday is the day before mine.
And his birthday is the day after mine.
Whoa! I'm May 20th. Wow.
Yes, I'm the 18th.
We always said if I was around when Malcolm was in his prime, I would have been right there with him.
Absolutely. I could definitely see you and him working side by side, because you have that, there's a fire in you, but also a calmness. There's that, like when I hear you talk, like when I listen to Brother Malcolm, it just like, while he's saying stuff that's so profound, he never would talk loud. He never would get all emotional and all of that stuff. It was always the facts. It wasn't never about the emotions of it. It's like, look, this is what it is. And we need that. Like, it's probably one of the most valuable things that we have as a people here, is having men who are not afraid to be who they are.
Thank you.
The ancestors have blessed you, brother, in ways that I can't even imagine. And I look forward to everything that you and your wife and your teams are going to do. You all are going to be, I already see you all as a powerhouse in our repatriation journeys. And I thank you all for having the heart for our people and helping our people to make this move, because it's not easy. You all have been doing the work, like the real work. And however I can help, share, whatever. That's why I wanted to have you on here, because I'm like, what can I do? Like, how can I help out? So I wanted to have you on here so you could tell us about your projects. We'll be putting your information in the description. So if you would just go ahead and tell people how to contact you, give them, and you can close us out here.
Okay. Again, first of all, I thank you. I cannot thank you enough for this opportunity, because it is a mission, and this is part of my purpose.
Yeah.
And part of our purpose. We complement each other so we can help our people and work and collaborate with people like yourself. Yes, we can be reached out. The website is the repatassistance.org, or I'm sorry, repatassistance.org.
Okay.
Email us at swilliams, it's Williams with an S, at repatassistance.org. Candace's email is cwilliams@repatassistance.org. You can reach us that way for any kind of information, or go to the website and fill out the questionnaire, and we'll get back to you. We're normally good to respond within 24 hours or less, because we have our computers, not just the one I'm on, but this is a computer, so we can respond. All of our data, files and stuff is on here as it is on the
screen. Y'all show that screensaver. Represent, honey, represent. Yes. RBC.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that through and through.
Okay.
I love it.
So I thank you again on behalf of my wife, Candace, and myself. We are grateful for you. You keep it up and keep the fire going, and you got back. We got your back.
Thank you so much. I love you guys with my whole heart, and I cannot wait to get this time when I come to Ghana. I'm hunting y'all down. I'm not gonna let y'all slip out of my hands. So
you better believe it.
Yes, you have a good evening.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.